Worcester. How are you doing tonight? Kenny B here, coming to you from cities and suburbs. Live, rolling live on YouTube. Hope you guys are doing okay tonight. It is March 20th. Do you guys know what today is? March 20th. Yeah, I get it. Thank you. Very funny. Very funny. Hope to see some of you guys out there tonight joining me live and rolling to your live, your show about your city, your suburb, your potholes. It doesn't matter whether you're in Worcester, Detroit, Chicago, Sacramento, LA, San Francisco, Atlanta, New Boston, New Hampshire, New Braintree, Massachusetts, Orange, Massachusetts. Doesn't matter where you're from, where you live. Our cities are great, our suburbs are great, our towns are great. However, they all have some, well, significant issues, particularly here in the Northeast with our older industrial cities trying to repurpose themselves and reinvent themselves. Anybody that follows the show knows I like to talk about Worcester as a model of an older industrial city making its way into the 21st century in a big way. Worcester, Massachusetts, 184,000 plus people. About 84,000 of those people that reside in Worcester proper work, which is great. So more than half our population is doing some kind of employment, is working in some kind of employment. Similarly, we have comparable cities like Lowell and Lawrence and Springfield here in Massachusetts. So if you're listening from, actually I had a couple of viewers on my YouTube. And I wish they would have stuck around, but from out west, actually. I mean, Nevada and some other places I've been following. So I've been liking them and they've been liking me. And so I like the like. So like away. Anyway, don't know how this video is going to come out. I hope it comes out 480 for you and a little bit of HD, but I'm working on it. Anyway, welcome aboard. America is America. We have our greatness. We have our problems. And I like this show because I just don't like to talk about problems. I like to talk about progress. But you can't have progress without knowing what you're, if you're building a train line, you have to know where the first spike went in the ground. Can't forget about the first spike because that first spike's anchoring the whole rail line. Similar to anything that you do with particularly economic development, urban renewal. That's huge right now going on in downtown Worcester. You kind of drop you drop the nail here and you want it to reach, and you want it to be connected. It's not like dropping oil in water. And sometimes economic development can be like that. You drop, some oil into some water, and it'll be a host, but the oil's gonna never, be one. It's never gonna connect. It's never gonna be organic. It's going to be repellent. You know, we have to have attractiveness, bringing that attractiveness into our economic development. So, yeah, so tonight at 5:58 on March 20th, 2019, spring is here. Now that's the, what do they call it? Meteorological, or the calendar for spring, the calendar date for spring, which is actually when it's the equinox. It's when you have, you know, the March equinox, the spring equinox, when you have 12 hours of daylight and 12 hours of sunlight, and it was killing me the other night. I was listening to some of these guys out of Boston and such talk about how, you know, the sun tilts. Did you guys know the sun tilts? That's what makes it warmer. And I swear to God, and I go back and check a couple of shows ago because I talked about this. It blows my mind. You know, the sun tilts. You know, that's why it gets warmer. So, no, the Earth, the planet tilts. It's on an axis. This way and that way. Right? Axis, equator. And anyway, so that's when it tips this way and that way to the sun. And that's where we're at right now. So you can go online and check out the spring equinox. You're getting longer days, and before you know it, the more we tilt and get closer to the sun, we tilt a little further away, I believe, but it gets warmer, and then we loop around, and before you know it, we're pulling out our shovels again. But I'm not talking about that right now. No way, supermoon. So anyway, yeah, the ballpark downtown Worcester. It looks like they finally have a construction manager. There's so many layers. Pardon me, so many layers to development. So many layers to development. You have to have a construction manager, Gilbane and Hun, out of Providence, Rhode Island, who have worked in Fenway Park, on projects at Fenway Park, Progressive Field, Cleveland Indians, the tribe, where they play, and several other, you know, projects throughout New England. They're out of Providence, Rhode Island. We couldn't find anybody here in Worcester, by the way. Yeah, that would have been nice. So the other night, the city council was to take up, and I checked the city council's records from let's see, Tuesday they met, so that was last night, 3/19. I tried to find the records for what was reported on the radio, and I just said it the other night, you guys, man, you know, there's all this attention being paid to downtown, so now it's spring, so, you know, let's take care of all the potholes in Worcester. And, you know, I surveyed. And when I say survey, I just have conversations with people all day long. I work in Worcester. I'm at UMass Medical Center. I'm at, you know, big companies every day. And I talk to people. And I get they're good and bad. And sometimes I infuse their comments with this material. And, you know, they were just, you know, finally just saying, you know, the every single pothole and it was so great to see money coming back into you know, into the streets of Worcester. And so a lot of people I spoke with today in Worcester really talked about how unattractive, and they backed up my testimony from the other night. And you guys can, I know I'm preaching. I don't care if I preach or not. There's an education there, and that's you guys' job to come back and comment and help me not be a preacher, but an educator. We're all educators. What you know and I don't know, and then I learned that makes me, you know, you're an educator and I'm a learner, so help me. But there's nothing that says, and they agreed to it. You know, we talked about it, and And consensus was that, Worcester is very unattractive right now. Terrible roads. Terrible roads. Just terrible roads. And you can't tell me we have less than our 70 inches, 68 inches snow total for the year. You can't tell me there's not money left over for something. Let's get the DPW going here. Yeah, we definitely need that. But so you can, and a lot of the councils, what you can find, and I encourage you guys to look at, is are the minutes from the Worcester City Council meetings, because they're open meetings and they have to post and make these things, the agenda items public. There's a lot of residents that fill out the forms and petition the city to put a slow speed sign there and resurface this road. So many resurfacing road requests in the city of Worcester. I get it, I get it. It goes back to the Stone Age. We're built on a glacier. Glacial movement gave us Purgatory Chasm, right? Down there off of 146. So yeah, so that's, just wanted to mention that. And with the ballpark coming up, and we're springing into spring. Tonight is supposed to be, again, that last big moon. I hope you guys enjoy that. And we'll probably see her on Sunday. But I'm really hoping for some material in terms of some comments from you folks. Where are we going here in Worcester? I did see, again, a lot of press finally being paid attention to through the Midtown Mall, via Worcester Magazine and some stuff in the TNP. I mean the TNG. Sorry. I just found out, geez, Telegram and Gazette years ago was sold out to the New York Times for $300 million. I don't know who owns that paper now, but anyway, listen to us. We'll give it a real deal. But yeah, the Midtown Mall, and that I look back on that concept of, boy, I just saw I understand, but it's just, that would be so much better as open space. That should just be open space. Because that Midtown Mall, we're just sucking traffic, hiding things. That mall is like a little, it's not even a beehive. It's like a borough mall. I would call it the borough mall. And it didn't work when it first opened. So I'm not saying kick people out, but let's look at the reality of it. That concept of urban renewal doesn't work. But as I said in the last show, I'm not digging on the city. I'm not digging on the way that they're handling things either. So none of this stuff is smooth or fluid. Economic change does come at a price. It's unfortunate that we're seeing, Honeydew Donuts and a lot of shops closed down in Worcester because they are not surviving the construction. Maybe you could take free coffee out to all the construction workers once a day and little samples and say, come on over. Maybe you could stay and see what happens. We'll see what happens. Anyway, just a little business tip, if you will, how to stay in business. But let's see. You have to have an environment that encourages that. So I understand. Take care, guys. We'll see you soon.